everyone, so today we're in Trinity Bellwoods in Toronto. It's a prime neighborhood. Come check out this fourplex plus laneway suite. Perfect 4+1 development. It's all the rage in multiplex development in Toronto, so come check it out. So we're standing here on the second floor. This is also a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom unit. We came through the front door, up a set of stairs. This is actually an existing set of stairs that were redone cosmetically. One of the things with working with old buildings is a lot of the existing structures may not work with today's building codes, but you may be able to use them. If you keep them as existing, essentially they're grandfathered. So that's what happened there. And we worked with that as part of the existing layout. So here we're standing in an open concept kitchen, living room, beautiful windows, sliding doors to the front of the property. And there's a rear deck that's private to them and has a beautiful view that overlooks the Trinity Bellwoods neighborhood. So that's a great feature. And we also have 2 great bedrooms, great natural light that looks off the rear, and it's a great unit. Ultimately, like the favorite unit, I would say, of this building. Very spacious, and it's overall going to be a perfect unit for a future tenant. So we're standing in the second bedroom, faces the rear. One thing I did want to point out that you might need to consider when it comes to these multiplexes are the windows and their proximity to other exits. So if you remember, there was an exterior stair that goes to the 3rd floor. This window right here actually is very close to that exterior stair. And if it's within 3 meters when it comes to Ontario Building Code, and that is the only exit for that unit, we need to create a wired glass window in steel frame. That's for fire protection. So in the case that there was a fire in this unit, if this window was exposed to that fire and then kind of broke up, then that fire doesn't expose the one and only entry stair there. So just a quick tip, something to be aware of. Your architect or designer can advise you when it comes to these specific building codes, but that does have effects when it comes to the overall design. But luckily you can see that it's not a big deal when it comes to the window. You can't see the wired glass too much, so it's not a major hiccup when it comes to the design features, but just something to be aware of. So one of the interesting features and processes as part of this project was that we had to undergo a minor variance. This was so that we could increase the building height, get some setback allowances, and do some features that really made the 3rd story possible for this project. So when it came to the minor variance, it added a couple months of process to work with the city, get those approvals in place. Luckily, we got that done pretty smoothly, and then we could move on to the building permit. And that's one of the key aspects when you're looking to add a 3rd story. See if you can possibly achieve that within your as of right zoning. So here is a front basement entry walkout. The interesting part about this is it actually exceeds where the property line is. So we actually had to get special permission from Transportation Services in Toronto to allow for this to be done. And it's great because it gives you direct access to the basement unit. So it's very convenient for the future tenant. And it just allows for much easier kind of access and design overall. So make sure that you are checking your surveys and make sure that you have the proper approvals and process to get this done. So we're standing here in the basement unit. This used to be a very low ceiling, so we underpinned it. Now we have great 8-foot ceilings. It's a lot of work to do it, but very important when it comes to a lot of these older homes to have the adequate ceiling height. And it provides a overall higher end product when it comes to your units. So this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom unit. We're standing in the open concept kitchen living area, and come check out the rest of the unit and finishes. We're standing here on the 3rd story, brand new addition on an existing semi. And this is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom unit, beautiful luxury finishes, brand new kitchen, quartz countertop, and it's heated by a ducted heat pump system, fully electric, as well as a gas tankless water heater, separate electrical panel, fully self-contained unit, and is right off the rear staircase. So fully private and has a beautiful view to the rest of the Toronto skyline. So we're standing here in the backyard and we're entering some of the units off the rear. One of the key aspects when it comes to smaller multiplexes, to avoid the double entrance, which is required in building code, we actually have individual separate direct entries to each unit. So this rear door actually accesses the main floor unit, and then you can see here this exterior stairs. It goes all the way up to the 3rd floor to the 3rd level unit. So it's very key to design it in this way so that we have the most efficient use of space and maximum use of the area of the building. So I want to show you the external condensers here. This is the component that exists on the outside for the heat pumps. You do want to think about where you want to put them so that they're out of the way, and they're kind of ugly, so you want to make sure that they're maybe visually out of the way as well. So this is a good spot just outside the exterior stairs. And the other two that exist for the other 2 units are actually positioned on the exterior wall on the side. So that way, again, they're out of the way and they could still be easily serviced by future technicians if needed. So we're standing here on the ground floor unit. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom unit. Here is an open concept kitchen living space, and you can see that it's heated by the ducted heat pumps. We made sure to align all the ductwork so we have clean ceiling lines and lighting also in the ceiling to direct you to the front of the building, which is where the bedrooms are. So these key features, like making sure that the ceiling lines are organized, you have reveals in the lighting, these niche details really make it a high-end and premium finish. So we're standing here at the side of the house where all the incoming services are coming through. One of the key things when it comes to multiplexes are your electrical, your gas. How are you powering your systems inside the house? And electrical is a key factor. You want to make sure that you're accounting for a 400 amp upgrade oftentimes, or reducing your power requirements so that you only need 200 amps. So that was the case here. We have fully separate electrical meters, one for each unit, but also gas meters have been separated as well. So the introduction of gas appliances like stoves, dryers, tankless water heaters, those are all on gas. That allowed us to reduce the amount of power requirements. And then as a result, we didn't need to do a 400 amp upgrade. That upgrade would have cost $90,000. So that's a $90,000 savings by making sure that the infrastructure is accounted for and planned properly for the multiplex project. So there you have it, a completed fourplex multiplex project here in Trinity Bellwoods in Toronto. And hopefully you enjoyed the tour, and the laneway suite is actually finishing at the back. So completed, it will be 5 units. It's a perfect project for CMHC MLI Select, which is a commercial financing program very popular with our multiplex investors. If you have a project similar to this and you're interested in architectural services, don't hesitate to reach out to us, victoria@buildxdesign.ca, or check out some of our projects on our Instagram page at BuildX Lab.